Oh yeah, Blackson in the hizzle, all for shizzle dizzle. We got an excellent show here today. Trevor, if you're there, we are on early, just 5 minutes early, but you know how I do. Yanga, I just text him. So yeah, man, before I get started, because I don't want to officially start the show without them. Um wanna wanna just say hello to the chat twin. Zanzi, what's going on? Yo, oh, Deacon, what up, man? So, oh, man. So, Zanzi, we're going to have an open discussion. What you want to discuss on Sunday there? On Sunday. Let me know. You can type in the chat. Let me know. What will we talk about on Sunday? So, um, lot happening in the news. Man, where do I begin? Where do I begin? I don't want to get too long winded because I'm trying to wait for Yanga and Trevor to come on. I think Trevor, what is the topic now? Oh, Machismo. What up, man? What up, Machismo? Shit, ain't seen you in a while. Maybe like to get on and discuss some things. Well, we talked about what was it, Queen of England last time? Yeah. Maybe you can type in the chat something you like to discuss, maybe something in your expertise. Because apparently the Queen of England wasn't your expertise, now was it? MMK. Yeah. So uh have an announcement, but I want to wait until Yanga and Trevor get here. Yanga Trevor. Yanga Trevor. Come on in. All right. So yeah, man. I know I started a little early, but hey, a little earliness doesn't hurt anything. Let me see if I can get Yanga. He might have forgot that quick. See Yanga, yo. Well, if they don't show up, we'll postpone the announcement because I really wanted them to participate in this, but we could talk about like some uh talk about some news. So Machismo, what's going on, man? You give us the topic, man. Shoot. I mean, we are talking about okay, your information on your queen was flawed, my brother. Discuss it. Let us know. Let us know. Let us know how it was flawed. Let us know so I know how to address it. Let me, in fact, let me post the chat. Bam, there you go. Yeah, man. I know you just want to type, keep your identity sealed. But yeah, how was it flawed? I mean, the Queen of England didn't participate in slavery. That's it. You know, slavery ended like long before Elizabeth was even born. So I don't know how it was flawed. She wasn't even born when they abolished slavery in England, when they outlawed it and made it illegal. So I don't know how it's flawed. But do share with us. Do share. Do share. Do share the information that you have. Do share. We're here at the arena. We're open to all discussions, all opposing views. That's why it's called the arena uncensored. you know, um, yeah. But I want to, like I said, touch on some things. But let's see. I tried calling, running behind at station. Okay, so Yanga's late, and I'm assuming Trevor's going to be here around 6:30. So I got 30 minutes to entertain. So MMK, entertain us. Please entertain us. Wonder what was flawed too. I was wondering that too, Zanzi. I mean, y'all, your information was flawed, and then crickets. Boy, that's YouTube for you. That's YouTube for you, boy. I tell you, people just say shit to say shit, man. It's wow, But hey, all my years in YouTube, I'm just not surprised. Yeah, but yeah, Zanzi, I would like to know how it was flawed, also. You know, um, yeah. Um, well, Zanzi, you want to come on? Did you watch the tryouts last night for SVDL? Did you see it? If so, you could join us, man. I don't know if you want to had a take on that or not, but yeah, I thought it was very I thought it was good. I mean, no, I said last night, last week, I think it was last Thursday or Friday, I can't remember, but yeah, it was Akmalak. Shout out to Akmalak, Akmalak, man. I would like to see Akmalak and Scheme. I think Scheme would dust Akmalak, but yeah, I think that'll be a good. Uh, I think that would be a good matchup. You know, I did not, unfortunately, not much time lately, but I do try to catch any show I can here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, appreciate that, man. Zanzi. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, basically, one of the one of the debaters in the last season came back for an interview, and Akmalak, he's like a Hebrew Israelite, and yeah, him and Scheme were kind of going back and forth, and I was like, okay, kind of listening, you know. As you know, Scheme is one of my favorite rookies, and they were discussing like some Bible stuff, of course. That's Scheme, uh, that's Scheme's field. When I first came in SVDL, it was kind of my field, but then I got bored of it like real quick. So I was just like, man, forget this. And then Scheme came in just in time to pick that baggage up because, the Bible kind of puts me to sleep, man. All that religion puts me to sleep. So yeah, it's not something that I fancy too tough. So yeah, Akmalak is back in. I'm wondering if now Akmalak has an uncle named Battle Axe. I'm wondering if maybe Battle Axe will come back. So that should be interesting. Did you hear about 90-year-old man? No, I don't want to hear that shit. Okay, no, we gon' no. I don't want to hear that shit. You're not gonna slide that until you answer the question, MMK. So no, we not gonna do that until you answer the question. I don't give a damn about that until you answer the question. Once you answer the question, then I'll give a damn. So let's go back. How was the information flawed? How was it flawed? Then we can get to that discussion. But how was it flawed? How was it flawed? That's what I like to know there, MMK. That's what I like to know. Crickets, right? Okay. Crickets. Crickets. So, anywho, y'all, I guess we ain't gonna have a long show. Um, guess the fellas ain't showing up. Um, Yanga said he's gonna drop in, and Trevor. I don't know if we is there a relationship between the queen thing and the 9-year-old woman, right? Right. I'm like, what is the relation here? Like, dude, like, huh? Like, no, like MMK, stay on topic, baby. Stay on topic. Like, yo, like, come on, work with us here now. You dang switching gears and then hopping out of the car and the car rolling down the hill, and then now, he's like, yo, Oh, I need to get some water. But yeah, man. Um, yep. Just waiting. You know, yep. Champion corner on Tuesday because your queen never apologized for her country enslaving Africans and her benefiting. Oh, that's right. You didn't move the goalpost. That's right. You moved the goalposts. I see and join until 6:30 if you want. Yeah. Come on in, Zanzi. Yeah, because this is really their show. I don't like doing other people's shows now. Yanga, that goddamn Champions Corner was y'all thing, not my thing. So I'm, dude, how you gonna be late to your show? Yeah, no, shoot. Okay. Yeah, like where they do that at? Where do they do that at? What up, Zanzi? What's good?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, nothing, man. Just just waiting on Trevor and Yanga to get here. Other than that, man, just yeah, like I said, they had what's the name? This guy named Akmalak that went through the process. So it was, it was pretty cool.
All right. So, what was the subject of that particular introduction to the new season?
So he did a so Akmalak did a presentation on is voting good for people, and he took the affirmative. So yeah, and then now I will say it was kind of dry because he doesn't believe that. See, the thing is, what Solar's doing is like if you're an expert at something, he takes the opposite. So he wants you to take the opposite stand of what. So
Interesting.
yeah. So yeah, it was interesting. So yeah.
No, that's
Mhm.
a good exercise in debating, though. I know that
Yeah.
in my philosophy class, that's exactly what the teacher wanted us to do.
Mhm.
Whatever subject for a debate was pulled out, he would ask us to try and pick the side with which we don't agree with, which it would be
Mhm.
maybe harder to build arguments for, right?
Right.
Um, so that's a very good exercise he's doing for his debate league, I think.
Right. Mhm. Right. To take the affirmative on something you don't agree with. Yeah, I think it's interesting. Very interesting. You know.
Because then it's really about the debate skills, right?
Right.
Because it's not about, you don't have a personal point in proving
Mhm.
whatever you're arguing. You just want to put your debating skills out there. They, there's something I would like to clarify about this debate league at some point. I don't know if now would be the time, but um, you always talk about commissioners and judges.
Yeah.
How does the judging works in that league?
That I don't know. I
Oh,
don't know how it works.
so people who participate because you participated, you're not privy to how the judging works. You're not don't know on what you're judged.
No. Okay. So when you do the debate after the debate, they will show comments by the judges and they will show like the point system, but they don't really break down like how it works or what they're looking for. I just know that
Okay, interesting.
they will leave comments though. They will leave where they feel like where you can make improvements and where um where you can make improvements and just yeah, and then that kind of just some technical stuff, but yeah, but as far as like the detail of the like how they do it, I'm not sure. You know.
There's academic debate league. I'm forgetting the name right now, but their voting system I thought was very interesting and the best suited for
Mhm.
debates, in the sense that every member of the audience
Yeah.
were the judge, right? And the way they voted was at when they first entered, right, the arena, if you will, or the the area where the debate was held. They first started by voting on what is their current position, right?
Right. Okay.
So on the subject debate, on which so they could vote either undecided, on the for or against, right?
Right.
And then when the debate is over, at the point they vote again, right? And they now state where do they stand now, right?
Hmm.
So if they were undecided, are they still undecided, or did they pick a position? If they add a position, did they switch position? Did they Are they now undecided, or did they stay in their position, right? And that would give some interesting statistics, right? Because you could judge how well a side did by how many people they swayed or how many people they kept, right? So
Okay.
you get different. So that's harder to do, right?
Right.
Because especially on YouTube to get the audience to chime in that way. But
Right.
I don't know. I'm not a YouTube creator, but maybe the poll system would allow for something like that. But I think it'd
Yeah.
be interesting to have a, because you from what I've seen of Champions Corner so far, I've never been
Hmm.
on the show, but what I've seen of it, there's a lot of arguing about how the show is judged, right? But I've never heard about the details of how the judging worked, and it seems to be nebulous indeed. So I don't know.
Now,
I
now
think it's important to.
they do have a voting system. Like they do. Like last night, they were like, "Okay, do you feel like the brother passed?" So we did do that, and they do like I think what he calls a shucklebuck round, where we have to debate on who he felt won the debate, and then he takes that poll, and he takes some of the let's see, then he takes the judges and then the commissioners. I don't know. It's all mixed in. Maybe and Yame, Akasha, maybe y'all can help me out here because I mean I'm a little rusty. I just I'm trying to.
I don't want to put you on the spot there. I was just
Oh,
curious
oh
about
no,
how
it's
it
not. Yeah,
works.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. It's like I said, it just my memory's a little foggy, but I believe it's the judges. No, it's not commissioner. It's the judges mixed in with the audience, but well, the audience plays a part, but the judges have the final say. That's how it works. Yeah.
All right.
So, uh-huh. Yeah. The judges, and it's usually three judges. No, no. Okay, so they have a final season, the playoffs, which have three judges, and in the regular season they have two judges. So you have two judges scoring you on a system from the highest score being 10, and they have each categories as Akasha said. You got the categories, and then they go based on um like different topics. Like one will be like presentation, the slides. One will be like the rapid fire, where you guys question each other. Another one will be like the closing, and um I'm just trying to shoot from the
Oh, but
yeah.
from what you're saying, it seems like you know the categories on which you're judged, so you know. All right, so that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I know the gist of it. And then so in this new season, season 5, he had yeah, opening premise. Okay, thank you, Akasha. Shout out to Akasha. Akasha, join us on the panel, man. We ain't had you on the panel yet. Akasha, join us. Join us, Akasha, please. Oh man, I ain't talked to Akasha forever and forever and forever. So yeah, that's basically the system. Um, you have an opening premise, and then so now what he does in an interview, he'll have like a short little 5 minute presentation, and it was interesting. Now, oh, the point system, that's right. So you get 150 points, system deducted from there. So yeah, 150 is the highest score you can achieve with all the categories added up. And so whoever gets the highest, they have a ranking system, and then you're whoever like gets the highest scores throughout the season, they're ranking. And then so what Solar does is like whoever's in the top, I think season 4 it was the top 15. Don't quote, I don't know. Akasha will correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was either top 15 or 16, and then they have like a playoff section where you have the East and West, and each side has a breakdown, and then after both of those sides uh, battle it out. Then the two sides come together, and then you have like your final 5 or 4 people. And yeah,
Interesting. So you mentioned it's like in hockey, there's
yeah, like
a West Division and East Division.
yeah,
So
yeah.
are these really people located on the East Coast and the West Coast of the United States, or
Um, you know what?
because it's be interesting to see how different points of view change depending on which side of the U.S. you are, right? This division is often put forward, so I don't know if it's real or just um, um, stereotypical, but
Okay, okay,
like, is
okay.
there? We're shown outside of the U.S. that there's a big difference between the east side and the west side of the United States, right?
Right. Well, I think just I think it just makes because I think a lot of people in SVDL, except for myself, and then there was a guy named Anon and Domo. We were from the West Coast. Oh, and then T Duck. But I think most of the people are either from the South or from like Inyame and High Priestess. They're from Texas, and then I believe you had some people from the East Coast. I can't remember. Damn. I know there's a lot of people like in the Midwest and up north. I think like Scheme, he's from up north. So yeah, it's just it was just I think Solo just put the names together and just said, this conference, whatnot.
All
You know,
right. Yeah. So this East West division is it just from hockey, or is that something that it's in baseball, basketball, football
no,
too?
they have it in football. They
Oh,
just
okay.
call it
Yeah.
they call it I can't remember, man.
I'm not knowledgeable about sports enough to know
I'm
that,
not
but
either.
if it's presented in many sports, then it makes sense that any league would be
Yeah, yeah.
shaped that way, right? So
Hmm.
that's okay.
Right.
I see.
Yeah. So most of your uh those type of I guess competition sports things they have like a setup to where especially United States I guess they try to break it down conferences like football's real big with it. So yeah, football they have like a East West division. I can't remember because I ain't watched football in like years, so I don't even know.
So
I
the
you
the introduction debate yesterday, it wasn't, I guess, judged. It was just to did it introduce any kind of overarching subject for the whole season, or did it?
no. It was what they call Solar has what they call a hound session, meaning that the old debaters, the people are already in the league, you have to once you have this interview with Solar, he's going to grill you, and then they say he's going to release the hounds, and so then the hound session is all the debaters in the league come on and they just kind of grill you on what you know and all this, and just try to try to rattle you. I don't know, and then sometimes you can get a debate out of it, set up a debate. I remember when I did mine. Uh,
And just to sort of, during
okay.
this on session, you're arguing the position against which you're usually arguing.
Yeah. Like, okay, so everybody knows that, okay, so he's a Hebrew Israelite. So more than likely, like Scheme came in and was challenging him on the Bible because um now I will say this. Okay, so Akmalak, he's known as a what they call a Bible thumper. He's Bible. And so he's kind of fanatical too. He's a
Well, he
zealot.
argues from
Yeah.
the scripture, I guess, right?
Right. He argues from scripture. So what people will come in is kind of jump in and kind of challenge him on that. Well, the thing is, everybody, I wouldn't even say no to Bible like everybody's not interested in the Bible like this. So it was kind of dry yesterday. Now Scheme is interested because he opposes the Bible. But it's it was the Bible. That's all I can
Well,
say. Yeah. That's why it's not really my cup of tea. I try to make it interesting when I first came in, but I was like, I can't keep doing the Bible. It just shit put me.
I find that the Bible is interesting only when conspiracy theorists talks about it. When they say there's aliens in the Bible and stuff like that, then it
Right.
becomes entertaining. But when you're
Oh,
just talking about the old text of the Bible where I don't know. I haven't read enough of it, but I read Genesis and it was pretty fucking boring, man. So
Yeah, yeah. I read a lot of the Bible.
it said a lot
It's
of stuff
pretty
I
damn
don't agree
boring.
with too, so that didn't help.
Yeah, it's pretty damn boring. It's pretty damn boring, man. Religion is boring altogether, man. So I mean, it's supposed to be boring because most of that shit is like over what, how many uh, thousands of years old or two. It's yeah, it's just not my thing. So yeah, I like to debate more. Current stuff. Current. Um, yeah. Trevor, what's going on, man? What's going on?
Hello,
Peace,
Trevor.
peace.
Peace, brother. Peace. Man, glad you could make it. Yeah, I was just explaining to Zanzi the breakdown of SVDL. What's your take last night, brother? What's.
Um, so I caught it at the end. You
Okay.
guys can hear me?
Yeah,
Let
yeah,
me
yeah.
Yeah.
let me make it to the office. Hold on.
Okay, no problem.
Uh, yeah, I caught it at the end. I didn't even know anything was going on because I'm not getting any notifications to anything.
Yeah, I'm having
But
that trouble too. I'm having that trouble too. I know what you're going through now. I'm like, damn, I know exactly what you're going through, man. You supposed
but
to.
it was a cool it was a cool house session. I don't think it was as hold on.
Okay. Oh,
It wasn't
MMK.
it, it
Oh, go ahead.
it
Go ahead.
wasn't as it wasn't as harsh as I'm used to seeing them, but I guess that's not what it was intended for because Malak was already in the
Yeah.
league, so
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. It kind of took away from that newness. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, yeah,
yeah.
it's just Akmalak. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, yeah, this is a hound session. So it didn't have that newness. It's exciting when you have that newness. Like, my favorite house, like, introductory debater was Scheme, man. When he came in, I was like, oh, man, it was exciting, man. But, um, I think like you said, it was just, and then it was the Bible. I was telling Zanzi, it's kind of a dry topic to, it's just not really. So,
Well, you know what I did. You know what I did like that they did. It was a nice, interesting twist that Solar gave him like 5 minutes
yeah, I
to
like that too.
go to do another. To take the negative on. Take the affirmative on something he didn't believe in. So
Right, right,
that was
right,
cool.
right. Yeah, yeah. I think that was, yeah, that was it. Now, it took away from Akmalak's enthusiasm. I'm like, damn, you're not sounding believable. Yeah, and voting and the
Yeah,
black people. And I was like, oh, come on, bro. You gotta sell
but
it.
that's it. But that's the thing. You got to be able to if you're really going to debate. It's like what you were saying, like, a couple of shows ago. You got to be able to debate anything.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
so it's like did I see Holly in the chat?
Yeah, Holly's here.
Um,
Holly's here. And y'all make, yeah, yep. Holly's here.
so it's like Holly could debate.
Hmm.
She could debate stuff that she doesn't believe in.
That's true.
So so that's what's gonna set the debaters that's what's gonna set the debaters apart from one another. I do want to tell you though, I'm probably sometime this week I'm gonna interview for my podcast a vegan. Well, I forget what she tells me that she is, but she's
Okay.
7 years no meat.
Okay.
So
Oh
that's
man,
gonna
yeah, that's gonna be
so
good.
that's gonna be real interesting because
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit her with all the meat questions.
Oh man, that's go. I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna check that out, man. In 7 years, she should be pretty versed. I mean, hell, she's yeah. I think she'll be able to handle those questions, man. You probably got softball questions anyway.
No,
You
no.
know.
Listen. I'm gonna tell you something about my show, man. That's why it says the show where no topic is off limits. I bring nothing but the pain.
Okay.
I'm interviewing next week. Um, a guy that's transitioning into a woman. That's probably gonna be my most
Oh shoot.
con-
Yeah, that's gonna be
controversial show ever.
woo.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
because I'm 100% against that. So it's like, how do I approach it?
So you're
You know what
against
I mean?
people making the choice
Oh
to
yeah,
go through the transition.
oh yeah, absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
so you want to restrict their freedom to
No,
modify their body?
yeah, to me, it has nothing to do with freedom. I mean, if you're born, you're born, and this is where people say I'm hypocritical, but it doesn't matter. I guess I'll be like a Bible thumper. If you were born a woman, then you're a woman. If you were born a man, you're a man. You don't have the right to change that.
Right.
But
Oh,
you have the right to change any other feature of your anatomy.
As pertaining to what? What do you mean, like a
Well,
nose,
you
getting
can
a
get
nose job?
tattoos, you can get piercings, you can get implants, you can get plastic surgery to get um, different liposuction or lip implants, or so you can get all that. But as soon as you touch the genitals, then it's not okay. Is what I'm understanding.
yeah. I
Or
think
are you against all body
So do you?
modifications?
No, I have
okay.
I have I have a bunch of tattoos and stuff like that. So that
Okay,
yeah,
so
no,
that's
I'm not
okay.
against anything like that, but
Okay.
I'm against. Okay, so here's my angle. You're born a man, and now you're telling me you want to go through surgery to transition into a woman. You're still a man. That's my whole thing. Like you're
Oh,
you're
okay.
you're
No,
still
no.
a
You,
man.
you might not recognize their gender identity, but you're not against them having any kind of surgery.
Oh, this one too heavy, Black Son?
No, 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 no. That's the Arena Uncensored, baby. Hey,
Oh,
welcome,
okay.
Yanga. Yeah, that's the
Oh,
Arena
okay.
Uncensored. Yeah, Yanga, let them know.
Oh,
Let
okay.
them know, Yanga, how we get down. Yeah, ain't nothing. Yeah.
Man, we get down, but listen, man, I'm trying to multitask. I'm at the studio trying to do a show, bro,
Oh,
And
and
oh,
you
again,
oh,
ain't
okay,
answering
okay.
it.
I'm just. Oh, sorry. Yeah, yeah,
Oh no, go ahead. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, okay, that's
So,
why Yanga. Hey, he's doing a show. Hey, Yanga, do your thing. Do your thing. So, man, oh shit, got it all
yeah.
lit up in there.
Nice. That's a damn setup, eh?
Yeah, man. Oh yeah.
Wow. Sweet spot.
straight
Yeah,
YouTube.
I'm.
So I'm gonna get back at y'all.
All right, man. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
This is my YouTube. We're gonna let the rumors start. Oh, I
see, I
got my mic
told
on
y'all.
muted, don't you?
Oh, yeah. You get out, Bruce. I told
Oh,
y'all. I
Uh-oh.
said no. Oh, yeah, I
Uh-oh.
know, I know,
I
I
just
know.
started, I can't put
Uh-oh.
nobody on my YouTube. They swear I'm a rake. They can't. I can't just be a brother that's be working with positive people. But listen, I didn't want to change
Man,
the subject. I thought I was mute. I was giving the sister a warning that they were gonna have something to say about it. But I'm gonna go back on mute. Y'all
All
continue.
right, jump in anytime, Yang, if you can. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
I know you're
Yes,
working,
sir.
but
I
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Okay, okay. So back to the
Is that yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Zanzi, let me ask you a question then. So
Go
is
ahead.
is that is that big in is that big in Canada?
Is what big in Canada?
Trans.
Uh,
The
It's big everywhere in the
transformations.
free world, in the Western world.
Well, I mean, I think that's part of the social conversation, right? Transgenders, right now. So that it's as big a conversation in Canada as it is anywhere else. But I do believe that as anywhere else, there's differing opinion on the subject, right? So that's why right now I'm trying to probe yours.
And Yame, what's up? What's up, man?
Well,
Peace. What's up?
well,
You,
hey,
man.
what's up in Yama? See, I already told you though. Listen, it's not illegal, and I had a preliminary conversation with this person, and because they're kind of scared, so I had to let them know that hey, it's not going to be a personal attack or anything like that. I want to get to know more of what's going on in your mind because I think it's more psychological than them actually wanting to be a woman. So I mean, we'll wait for the interview to come out, but I'm just me personally. I'm just saying me. I don't agree with it. I'm not gonna
No,
tell anybody they can't do it, but I don't agree with it.
okay, no, that's fine, and that's more the opinion I've heard of most people, and that's fine. You know, you're not there's no one that can force you to recognize a social category that we invented, right? Man, woman, transgender. That those are all inventions of the human mind, right? But it's more rare the people who want to suppress the liberty to people to get any kind of surgery they want, right? So I just heard at first that that's what you were saying, but if it's not, then I'm actually very intrigued, and I think I'm going to tune in that show. Anybody that's hoping to discussion and to understand how people, transgender people, feel, I think that's the only thing that you can ask people to have this conversation. So yeah, I think I'm going to subscribe to the
So
channel just to let's listen
Zanzi,
to that. Yeah.
Zanzi, let me, because I see, I'm gonna let Nyame get in because I know you want to say something, but let me. So one of the questions that I asked, he said to refer to him as she or they. So one of the questions that I asked her, um, was, and I'm letting y'all behind the scenes of my show. I never do this, but I asked her a question. I said, so let me ask you, if do you feel it's, I said, do you feel it necessary for a transgender woman to tell a man that they're dealing with that they are transgender?
Hmm.
And she told me no. And so now I'm probing now, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. And then she changed her mind, and she was like, oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, for safety reasons. So I'm like, okay, now you're making sense. She never said safety reasons as far as the guy though. She said for safety reasons because if some men find out, they'll probably beat the transgender person up and things like that. Never once did they say, hey, maybe it's a good idea that I should just let this guy know what he's dealing with. And that's my issue is the trickery. And I know before somebody comes up and say, "Oh, you were dealing with," no, nah, this has never happened to me. This is strictly I do a podcast and I interview different guests and I see an opportunity and this is what I'm going to do. But it's those type of questions that they never seem to want to answer. Like why would you hide the fact that you used to be a man from somebody you're potentially dealing with? Like that's insanity. And you can't tell me that it's your right to disclose that. That's ridiculous.
Well, I'll say that, right? The I think that disclosure, my opinion is that it's important. Now, I know that I don't intend it to be the debate for tonight, so I won't go into reasons why I think it's important. But I know that one of the reasons that some people think it's not important is because they consider that a transgender woman is the same as a what somewhat would call a naturally born woman, right? Or physiological or biological woman. Their position that it's exactly the same thing for them makes disclosure not needed because you shouldn't be concerned about that. Now, some people disagree with that, and I can see how. And the important part is the discussion, right? But I do agree that it can be seen as because consent is important, right? So it can be seen as a lacking part of consent, not disclosing that. There's an argument for that. So very very interested to see how this debate would turn out, this discussion or interview will turn out.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. But yeah, I don't want to tie up the panel. So anybody got anything else to say?
Um,
Am I
so
on?
Ma- so Machismo said in the chat that there are guys that do know but don't care if the care if the guy is a
And
transformer.
and I absolutely agree with you, Machismo. But wouldn't you think that guy has the right to know ahead of time?
Right. Exactly.
Like that was my only question to her. I feel weird calling her, but that was my only question. Is like, hey, don't you think you should tell the person? I mean, because not all of you can just look at you and tell. Some of them hide very well. So it's like, it's a slippery slope, man. It's just like you got to be upfront either way, and
Without
they don't think you have to.
without it being a slippery slope, it is definitely something I will call double standards, right? Because the consideration that they might want us to give to their gender identity, right, to make sure that we use the right pronouns or to make sure that we recognize some of the hardships that they might have to go through, they won't in that specific. And now I'm speaking specifically about the person you're talking about who says disclosure is not good, not the transgender people as a whole, but they won't reciprocate that consideration by disclosing that information to you, right? Because that might have some impact on your vision or on your identity or whatever, right? So it's interesting that it's important that you consider me, but it's not important that I consider you. So it sounds like selfishness, right? And I do believe that that selfishness or maybe um, a position being overstated, the fact that a woman and a transgender woman are the same thing, that leads to this kind of selfish argument or position that, yeah, no, I don't need to disclose that, you're not important enough for that, right? That's how it sounds to me. So
Mm.
That's
And y'all
definitely
may,
going to be interesting.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I think he
Um,
muted out.
hey, and y'all may
Peace. What's up? What's up?
peace, man. Hey, hey, hey.
Yeah, I didn't have too much on that other topic.
Okay, okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. No, no, I'm gonna catch that show though, Trevor. I'm
Yeah,
catching it.
yeah. I think
I'm
so.
gonna catch
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
What's interesting to me though is, as Black Americans, we're used to individualism, but our problem is a collective problem. So that's what makes it difficult, because I believe in individual rights, that they should be protected. But hey, okay, no, don't do that. Don't do that. We have an issue
so the
that,
right to make noise like that, that's not a right that whoever was making the noise
yeah, that was my daughter.
has.
She was expressing her rights to
Right, pound on the table.
interrupt me. But so, as our issues are as a collective, because certainly we have Black people that's doing well here in America, and we could point to them. But as a collective, we have a collective problem, and the issues we face to me, it's because we don't think as a collective. We think more as individuals. My individual opportunity. I pull myself up on my bootstraps, and I'm making everybody else should make it. And so the topic of transgenders and all that, it's very interesting, because it deals to the future of Black political thought. How are we going to think in the future? Should we focus more on the individual and the individual success, or should we focus more on the collective and the success of the collective? As I said before, as individuals, we got individuals doing very well. But if you look at the collective of Black people, we're not doing good. So I'm just bringing that up I was thinking that as you guys was talking about that specific topic.
Right, and yeah, I mean, it sounds like, yeah, we would have to dive back into economics, man, back into that economics, because you got people out here like yourself that are working, and then you got people that want to try to get over. So how do you like balance out the people that trying to con people trying to just get by and try to live off other people's hard work? Like how do we do that?
Wait, hold on one second. One second.
Okay, okay, no problem, no problem. Yeah, that's I like that. I like what he's bringing up. That goes back to what we talked about, Zanzi. The whole, the collective, where
Well, yeah, I mean, when you talk about individualism versus communitarism, right? Then, of course, capitalism can be seen more as an individualist political system, whilst communism can be seen more as a communitarist system. But I don't think that I don't think that everybody expect our political system, be it capitalist or communist, to to be on an extreme or another as far as individualism, right? Uh, you can't have a completely individualist society in which everybody thinks only on themselves, and a society in which you have no ability to have individualism. Well, then we're ants, right? So it's the ants and elephant thing that indeed we were talking about the other day.
Mm.
Okay, I handled it. And Yanga talks about this. Yanga knows the lumpen proletariat,
Yeah.
but I know he's kind of busy, and I know Zanzi know.
Yeah, we talking about the lumping. That's
Yeah.
it. What are we talking about?
How do to the question, how do we handle that? And I think we have to handle that. It's not one man's opinion, because I particularly think we have a large problem with people not working. That is not the individual's problem, but it's the collective's problem.
Mhm.
The collective created these problems, so the collective have to solve these problems. So people that doesn't want to work, as it says in the manifesto, that, to every man according to
Mhm.
his need, to every man according to his labor. So if you're putting in, you should be able to take care of your family, to house yourself. If you're
Absolutely.
not, yeah, if you're not, come on, be quiet. If you're not working, if you refuse to work, then you shouldn't get nothing from it. But to our elderly, to the people that are sick, I believe that's the society's problem, that we should take care of them. And if you
Mhm.
able-bodied and you still don't want to work, then you don't deserve the benefits of a society, of a well-functioning society. That's my point of view.
But Yama, doesn't a mixed economy like serve the needs of like I guess like the people who I guess what I'm trying to say, man, is like you got people who don't contribute to society, but then you have a part of it that will give them like unemployment, food stamps, social services. And then on the other hand, you got people that will, if they want to work, they can work and, go up that ladder or whatnot. I mean, what's your take on that?
To me, that's the problem of because I to me, when I study scientific socialism, I believe that there is a step that you must have a mixed economy.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
I believe when you look at it scientifically, even if you don't do that, then you need an all out revolution, and that's the topic that's not being discussed with socialism. An all out revolution is, look, we're going to take control over everything in our lives, the means of production in our lives, and the capitalist is going to come back hard. They're going to shut down. They're going to take all their goods and services that they've been giving you, and you're going to be left to yourself. And you have to collectively replace that, because you can't borrow money. You know nobody's going to invest in you because you're already at the bottom. That's the revolutionary part of it. But if we're not going to go out all out like that, then it has to be some sort of mixed economy. If we're not going to do the full revolutionary part, in my scientific studies, there has to be mixed economies. There has to be free market
Right. Right.
and more government control when the markets fail, because the markets will fail. That's human nature. And what do you do when markets fail? You just let people starve. You let their water systems poison them. No, we should have those government entities in place that takes care of those problems when the free market. And I hate to say free market, because I don't personally believe that there is a quote unquote free market. There is uh, a market where government is limited, and there's
Right.
markets where government has full control. So that's how I see it. And and kind of getting back to the point where um, like welfare, to me it was needed, but there was corrupt hands in it to make sure that it didn't do what it was supposed to do. It was supposed to uh, lift those in poverty up above poverty, making sure they have proper education, proper food and health and housing, to make sure that they enjoy their lives or have a healthy living in this nation. But it was stripped of so many things that it failed its mission. The mission, such as the Panthers was trying to promote. Because if it would have succeeded, then those who was against the Panthers or those against the ideas of socialism, they would have lost in their war against collective thinking.
Right.
So it was stripped of a lot of power to make sure that it was not successful.
Now let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Inyami, because I asked Zanzi the same question. In a post-revolutionary society, like how would this be imposed? Like how do you enforce it? Like, because I mean, you just will rely on the goodwill of men to be social, right? Or
No, it's not the goodwill.
okay,
It's just like so. When I first started off in the electrical field, I was in the union, and our unions were set up in a way where the contractors will come to us and they will make agreements with the workers, and we both would negotiate our contracts. We're gonna, as the workers, we're gonna do this for this amount of money, and as the contractor, they have their part in the agreement. They require us to make this much money. So similarly, in a society, this is what socialism is trying to promote. Let's say the waterworks.
right,
Who takes care of the water? Well, let's say the government entity says either we're gonna have a board of directors from among the public
right,
to
Pri-
a
private,
board of
right.
directors
Okay,
that administer how the water gets treated, how much it is going to cost. Then we have a group of people that's collective, that are the workers. Those two groups negotiate. This is how much it's going to cost to make sure that the water is treated and distributed out to the community. This is how much the labor is going to be, and we come to an agreement collectively of how to solve these problems. We're trying to solve problems as a community, as opposed to, look, I got all the money, I got all the power, and this is how much I promise to pay you if you want to work it. It's a collective effort to solve problems such as energy, the energy
right.
crisis,
And
water problems.
I agree with you, but I think it'll take too long for that process. And you know what I mean? Simply because like I was trying to tell people, like I always like to use Saudi Arabia with their damn sanitation system. Man, for the longest, them people they had all that oil and shit, but they didn't even have a sanitation. They had goats eating the damn trash. They just now have contractors over there taking out the trash because Saudi Arabians don't believe in taking out trash. So my thing with the waterworks, you got to have somebody. There's different positions. So yeah, I agree that we can all come together and work. Like Mississippi's a good example. Like that water is fucked up. New Jersey's fucked up. I mean, Flint is jacked up. So I say that to say, excuse me for cursing, yeah, because I mean you got kids there. But I say that to say this: who plays what role, and while we trying to decide who's playing what role, water needs to be gushed out. You know what I'm saying? We need to get started on this project. That's why you probably read that book, Why Nations Fail. A lot of the governments have to depend on private entities to get things running, like especially like with water, water and dang sewage and all that kind of stuff. And you know what I mean? So I mean, I agree with what you're saying. In concept, it sounds good, but like how much time is wasted though in that process?
I mean, it's which I don't see why time will have to be wasted.
Because with that, people going to have to play roles. They're going to have to play roles on what to do. Like, okay, who's
Can
going to?
I
Okay, go
interject
ahead.
in this? All right. So I don't know exactly on what from what point of view Nyami is arguing, but I know that, and that's we didn't touch on that too much in my presentations because I preferred the way the manifesto itself was talking about it, and we didn't get to that part yet. But basically, when they're promoting free education for everybody, right, through communism, through socialism. Um, the reason they're doing that is that they want people to be able to move around and to fill different roles depending on what society needs and depending on what their aspirations is, what they want to do, right? So people will have people should have mobility, right? People should be able to go experience different things, to go fulfill different roles in society. It might be even planned the way they do it, right? There's a bit that you have to do, that's what society need, and after that you can get the education that you need to go do whatever you want to do for society, right? The way it's approached can be different, but the goal is to make education available in a way that people, if you want to participate to society in that way, you can get the knowledge that you need to be able to fulfill that role. If in some periods we need people to fulfill a particular role, well, so as a society, you're supposed to understand that this role needs to be filled and that you might have your part of responsibility in the matter, right? So, and as far as to what times is going to take, it might take a long time. As far though at how it might be imposed, if you want it to be fast, then you have to impose it. But the argument from Engels and Marx is that it's all going to be done naturally. But if you're going to wait, if you don't want to wait, or if you want to, because
But
you have to remember that they already won to some extent, right? The society in which they lived was much more capitalistic than the one in which we live. Much of the things they propose took place in the United States, took place in Canada, took place
right,
all over the world, right?
right.
So the slow march of their ideas is going on. The capitalists are pushing back, yet still, but it's as a society we do start to realize progressively that hey, we kind of have to take care of each other and of the environment and of the idea of what culture is, right?
That's why I believe that there has to be a period of a mixed economy.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Right.
socialism. Yeah.
Yeah, or you have to go straight revolution.
Well, Marx and Engels, their idea of a revolution was only to, because remember, again, in their time, right, the workers, the proletariat, they didn't have the right to vote. So the revolution was to get those people the right to vote, even though they didn't have the capital to be able to
Yeah,
vote, and then to form a party that could take political power and then change the constitution, right? And it has been done. This part of the revolution has been done already in many countries, maybe more in a reformistic way than a revolutionary way, right? And some argued some form of socialism are all about reforms instead of revolution, right? But their revolution was mostly getting those radical constitutions, some might say, put in, and if part of the society, the bourgeois, would resist those lawfully enacted constitutions, then violence might have to be taken to take those means
right.
of production back, right? We
The,
haven't gotten here to that point yet, I guess. Some place
well,
did. What
the,
they did
the
after and what they achieved, that's another subject entirely,
the
though.
labor union that I'm in, it's called the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, part of the AFL-CIO. When you first get in, you go through the history, and so they explain was the why were we so a part of the mafia? The electricians first started, running the lines to get electricity to different parts of the country, many people were dying. And a
Mhm.
person died, and you just bring somebody else in the family. The family wasn't taken care of. So the workers began to uh, strike strike the company. The company would get the police department to break up the strike, to throw people in jail. So the labor union start getting goons. You get the police department, we gonna get the goons on you. So it's this force against force.
So just to put context, what you're describing right now sounds like the world in which Marx and Engels live. What time period are you describing
This
right
is
now?
this is the early 1900s.
Yeah, okay, yeah, okay. But
It
I
was a
thought
little bit before, but so the ideas of collectivism, I think, started about the 1850s in America. But like unions, these strong labor unions, the early 1900s. So this is like 1910, 1920. So there's always going to be this play of force. And so, like we see in America, like all these companies giving health care and all this, those are bastions of socialism. You didn't have that in capitalism. And like you were saying, Zanzi, there's been this slow walk towards socializing people because, as I was saying, here men were delivering power to all these different companies and stuff, and they was dying, and their families, had no income. They would die. They couldn't pay for the children. The wives wasn't left no money. Children wasn't getting an education. So something had to happen, and the workers began to come together and say, "Man, we got to stick together, and we can't allow these companies just to allow us to die or kick us off the picket line and bring somebody else in because we're doing this work. We're putting this work in."
That's right.
And that's the same thing where you see that, like, to me, it's got to happen again. It happened in the auto industry. Now the auto industry started paying good wages and saying and moving south and said, "Man, we can take care of you better. You don't need to unionize," and that caused problems within itself. But the working class people always and naturally, this is what Engels and Marx was trying to say. They will naturally, if they can't take care of their families, they will naturally begin to come together to make sure that their standards of living is met by these companies. And so eventually, uh, and this is more theory, that human beings will have to start coming together to take care of their needs and not depend on the small percentage of people to offer these resources to the majority of people if we want to maintain a quality of life, because capitalism on itself is not sustainable.
Yeah,
That's Zanzi, you gonna say something?
I was just agreeing 100% with you. I don't know why I needed to do my presentation if you ever explained it like that before. It was pretty clear what socialism and communism was.
No, I was clear with what you were saying. I was clear. I was just trying to answer Blackson's initial question is, okay, post revolution, we're now socialism. How do we handle being socialist now? And to me, it's not that easy of an answer. It's not,
Oh, it's not. No.
because I mean you can do it, but I would, like, let's say I got a military together and tomorrow I made the United States a socialist nation. There will be a lot of bloodshed. There will be a lot of bloodshed. But I think it happens over time. It happens as capitalism deteriorates.
Yeah,
Meaning,
well,
oh, go ahead.
they did say that what would happen is that capitalism would basically create the conditions to and that would generate its downfall by leading the worker class to take over the means of production, because capitalism would constantly lead them into crisis after crisis that would happen around every 7 years back in their times. Now it seems to be a little bit more spaced out, but I mean,
Right. There's
2008.
more. it's more
now,
spaced out.
it's
But if you study, is it? I forget his first name, but Keynesian economics. Keynesian economics, he says capitalism does have these crises,
mm,
and we have to do something. Government has to do something about it. So I think his name was Michael Keynes.
Right.
So government has to step in when these crises take place. So Marx and Engels never predicted that. They didn't predict that the capitalists would realize, man, in order for us to maintain capitalism, we will have to use government to step in when the markets fall, when there's a run on the banks, when there's high inflation.
so they need welfare, but the people don't.
Exactly, exactly. Well, Dr. Martin Luther King said that socialism for the rich and the free market, whatever happens in the free market for the people.
Yeah.
And we saw that in 2008. In 2008, the housing market was dead. The economy was just about dead. The feds and the government, because the feds is private mostly, had to step in and say, man, we have to give money to these corporations, to these banks, or the economy is done. So they took money that's public or supposedly of the people and gave it to the private industries. That was socialism for for the bankers.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they cannot fail, right? So you have to bail
Too
them
big to fail. That's what.
out. No, but it's so again, Marx and Engels in the manifesto, right? In I think it's section 4 of it, they addressed all that, right? Those kind of socialism are socialism for the bourgeoisie, right? And it's bourgeois socialism. It's basically, well, we're gonna use your idea to give you the impression that we care about your rights, but really we only care about ours and our survival, right? And the survival of our class. So it's we don't have the same conditions that they had, I guess, but the argument is there that the means of production are so advanced now that it would be even easier to make enough for everybody, right? Maybe some might not have the possibility to launch themselves to Mars personally, but everybody wouldn't have enough, right?
Right. I think we're at that point. I think technology, the revolution of technology, can definitely um, neutralize the power that the top 1% has.
I agree.
But we have to use it correctly. Such as, okay, we don't have that much farmland, but we have hydroponics. I saw an Asian guy took I think it's 10 stories, and each story was a floor of hydroponics where he grew
Right.
food. I mean, you can do that. The technology is so advanced now. Um, it's in our hands to do. It's just we don't have the consciousness just yet.
Yeah, but in Yami, even with that, you still, I mean, you still have a supply and demand of resources. Like you said, that guy with the hydroponics, he still had to get the equipment. So there's still a supply and demand for lights, bag soil. I guess I'm assuming bag soil. Uh, I mean, I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. He got the seeds already, but I mean, there's a lot of things in play here. You know, keeping the temperature at a certain level. So
Yeah,
you're
but
still dealing with what?
I think what he's saying, right? Because the point is not to allow everybody to have this setup at home. The point is to use those means of production and the technology
Okay.
for society to make enough for society, right? So the demand of the resources, right? The demand of the work, this demand is from society, but it's going to be to offer what we gain from those efforts to back to society. right? In the sense that the resources on planet Earth, they're there, right?
Right, right. Oh,
Uh,
absolutely,
they,
absolutely.
and the work needed to create stuff with it, it's going to be needed anyway, right?
Right,
It's our choice, though, to allow a very few people to reap 90% of the benefit of all those resources instead of allowing everybody to benefit equally from them, right? There's no actual rules that says it has to be that way, right? It's just a system that we built that works that way. But at the end of the day, right, instead of building water filtration device in Dubai to allow them to have a wall of 170 kilometers of mirror city in the middle of the desert, we could just make sure that everybody has enough to drink,
right.
right? That's the point of view that we have to change, right? Because the society of Dubai that you see nobody want to collect trash there, yeah, that's their fucking issue. Their buildings got them 3 kilometers high buildings for office space to launch cars between them in movies, right? What
Right,
the
right.
fuck? What's the point of that society except
Well,
collecting
like you
wealth,
said, but the
right?
mentality, yeah, because the mentality of the
Yeah.
Saudis, as I was told, was that they were too good to take out trash.
No matter why they act that way, no matter why the society is geared that way, let them fail, right? But why would we have to want to compete with them? Why we can just ignore such behavior and try to work toward a society where we don't need to try and achieve those ridiculous things, and we can just try to have everyone survive and everyone actually have their needs met, and then try to grow society, right? The advancement of all is dependent on the advancement of each, right?
Yeah.
Nobody takes a step forward if everybody can't take that step together. I think that's the point of view associated with that mentality.
Hmm.
All right,
Well,
guys, I gotta run. It's good
okay,
talking with
okay.
you.
All right, and Yami.
Yeah, I'll catch you later.
Okay. Yeah, we've been doing this for an hour, but we gonna continue this, Zanzi. Hopefully Inyame will join us. And Trevor, give the date to your show because I'm definitely gonna check that out. I'm gonna definitely check
Yeah,
that
just
out.
subscribe to your channel, man.
Well,
Yeah.
so that particular interview is
Okay, yeah, it's
not
two
this
of them.
coming to
Yeah, I want the
yeah,
vegan one
not this
and
coming
okay.
Tuesday, but not this coming Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that one. So what happens? I do my show. My show is a podcast, so I do it in podcast form, and then
Okay.
afterwards I upload
Upload
it
it.
to
Yeah, yeah.
YouTube. So that's when you guys see it, unless you just subscribe to the podcast page, which
Okay.
my show's on every single major podcast platform. All you gotta do is type in straight talk with Trevor,
Trevor, okay.
and it'll come up. I got over 50 episodes, over 10,000 downloads. My show's getting up there. You know what I mean? So
Are you on
Right.
Spotify, Trevor? You on Spotify?
I'm I'm on Spotify, Apple,
Yeah.
Google,
Okay,
iHeart,
I seen you on
Amazon,
Spotify. Yeah, yeah.
Audible. I am on this same logo
Okay.
that you see as my avatar.
Yeah, yeah. I
That's
seen it
what
on
you'll
Spotify.
see
Yeah.
as my podcast page. But yeah, I got a couple of great shows coming up. Me and my friend are gonna do another wrestling podcast this weekend.
Oh,
So
shit.
what we're gonna do, we're gonna compare the 1992 WCW War Games versus the first 1997 WWF Hell in a Cell. So that should be tremendous.
That is
That's
gonna
gonna
be a
be
good
a
show. Yeah, that's gonna be a
yeah.
great show. That's
So
gonna be
so
great.
that yeah, look for that one, man.
Oh, I'm
We
definitely gonna look for that
I
one.
like there. So I could cover anything. There's nothing. So I'll do a show about a transgender, and then I'll turn around and do a wrestling show.
I know
So
nothing
I mean,
about wrestling.
if you go look at my catalog of shows,
Okay.
if you look at my
Oh,
catalog of
variety.
shows, I talk about religion, race, everything. So there's nothing I don't talk about. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, I'm in Florida, so we got a hurricane heading this way. So I was about
Oh
to
yeah,
get off
yeah.
anyway.
Okay, no problem.
Um,
Yeah, be safe, brother. Yeah, man. Um.
yeah, but
Oh,
Zanzi, I appreciate you subscribing. I definitely I definitely want you to check out some of my shows, man. Let me know what you think. Some of them are very vulgar, just to let you know ahead of time. But it's a lot
Oh,
of
I don't
informative
mind.
stuff.
I don't mind vulgarity in any way. It's I like
Oh,
seeing clashing opinions debate, right? So if you got that, you're gonna get my views. I know, like I said, I know nothing about wrestling. I might try and learn about it on your channel. So what I know about wrestling, it's like fitness mixed with theater. So do you
yeah.
approach it in that way, or how do you discuss wrestling? What
No,
do you discuss about wrestling?
well,
More
I've been
controversy.
watching wrestling. I've been watching wrestling since I was 5 years old. So,
Okay.
so what me and my friend do, we go back into the history and just talk
Yep.
about all the good stuff that we used to like.
Yep.
So I have a show. I have a show towards the top of my channel called Straight Talk About Wrestling. If you watch that show, it will bring you from the 70s till today.
All
It's
right.
two parts, and
Mhm.
he added video. He added video to it. And if you're from Canada, so we did a special segment where we talked about Canada's own Chris Benoit
Yeah.
and his whole murder suicide. So we clipped that specially and just put that as his own show. So yeah, if you look through my first 10 shows, you'll see that up to the top,
Murder
and
suicide. You
it'll
go
catch
vulgar
you
and
up.
dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's nothing I can't. There's nothing I can't touch. I can't talk about. Nothing.
All right.
And
Interesting.
if I don't know it, then I have therapists. I have like licensed therapists that come on and
Yeah.
talk about certain things. I have doctors that come on. Yeah, my show is legit. I don't just run my mouth. My show is
Definitely gonna look
legit.
at that.
And Trevor and Zenzi, what are y'all doing this Thursday?
Um. Well, if my house doesn't, we don't get blown away.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Well, hopefully not, man. Hopefully no.
Blown
Hopefully
away.
no.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's a storm coming for where you are.
Yeah. They're talking about like a Cat 4 one, by
Oh
tomorrow.
shit! Damn.
Yeah, close. But I don't see where I am in South Florida. I don't think we're gonna get like a major hit. It's just gonna be a lot of wind and rain. So
Okay. That means we
I'm
we
more
might
concerned about the flooding.
No.
Yep.
If Fiona just hit Atlantic Canada, it was pretty destructive.
Oh shit! Trevor, MD said
Yeah, I see
1990.
MD saying that. Hey, MD,
Man,
I think
woo.
I think the 1992 War Games was the greatest one I've ever seen, and that's why I picked it. So we're
Yeah.
gonna talk about it, man. That Dangerous Alliance versus Sting Squadron was tremendous. So that's why we're gonna
Yeah.
talk about it.
Ooh, shit. You might have to get goddamn MD on there, baby. Shit. Oh man. We need to you're gonna have to extend that to Champion Circle there one of these days there, Trevor.
I don't listen. I don't have a problem doing it. See, I've never gone
No.
live on YouTube. I've never gone live on YouTube before. I just upload my shows. But if you want to do if you want to do a wrestling show, just let me know.
Well, Trevor, I want you to kind of I wanted you to take over this show. Cause I might be I got an interview this Thursday.
An interview on the show.
SVDL.
Oh, you coming back?
I got to pass the interview first.
Oh yes.
Got to pass the interview, man.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, listen, man. I'm glad that cooler heads prevail, man.
Yeah.
Because I think what happened last season was a bad deal, man.
Well, I ain't out the woods yet, man. I got to get past
Yeah,
the
no, hey, listen, no, come on, they ain't gonna hound you too rough. Come on, man.
Hey,
you ain't gonna have nobody asking you no stupid ass questions on there, so they ain't gonna hound you too bad.
They gonna challenge my veganism.
Of course. I mean that's your funny bone, It's
what time is it set? What time is it? I gotta make sure and try to get that.
What time was the last one? I think it's 7. I think, man, he started early, man. Solar.
Yeah, because Solar like to do stuff late, man. That's
he's actually doing stuff earlier now. So Just be there at 7, and then
Oh man, that's all. Hey, that's awesome, man. That is awesome.
I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. I'm ready. I'm ready too, because he's got a very interesting topic for me. Very interesting topic.
Oh, so he gives you the topic ahead of time?
Yeah, he gives you the topic, and you gotta, yep.
Oh, Solar, you gotta let me get on that hound session, man. I know I ain't a debater, but you gotta let me get on that hound session, man. I'm gonna attack this veganism crap that you're always talking about.
Yeah, I love
Because
it.
you still have to show me how veganism is better over the long term than a meat eater. Right. And I need to call you to the table on that ridiculous statement you made last week. You said that a vegan sitting on the couch eating chips, I think, is healthier.
Chips. No, I said watching Netflix. Just watching Netflix.
A vegan sitting on the couch watching Netflix is healthier than a meat eater that's in the gym.
Yes.
I call bullshit. I call bullshit. And if any SVDL debaters are in the chat, y'all challenge him on that. Make him stand on that.
But I thought that the hound sessions you were supposed to debate the point of view opposite of what you think. So I would expect
the presentation.
Oh, the presentation.
But So what I saw last night, because it was the first one, he did his presentation, but nobody questioned him on the presentation. Which I don't know what, but like I said, it's new. It's something new. But like I said, I can do the presentation, and then I can switch back and defend.
And then they will attack you on your health point of view. All right.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Domo made a point of that. He said that none of them attacked what he was defending about voting.
Domo did make that point.
Domo did.
That's why
Domo did make that point.
I'm glad Domo said that, because I got. I'm glad he said that. So it just gives me preparation for what I need to do.
Man, I'm glad. Hey, listen, man, because I was a big fan of you. I'm glad. See, that's why I can't be no judge. How the hell can I be a judge when you and Yanga? Come on, man.
Hey, man, it's gonna be good, man. I think, like I said, I look forward to Scheme destroying Akmalak, but hey, I look forward to that, man. I think that's gonna be it. Yeah, them two young brothers, man, they ready to go. So, man, but hey, man, I kept y'all on long enough, man. So Trevor, he's got his podcast coming, man. We want to definitely check those out. Some fire topics, man. The trans, the vegan, and the dang wrestling. Woo! Fire. So yeah,
and I got 50 episodes already dropped, so y'all can go catch up.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Got a backlog of
on my second show, I talk about why I walked away from the Christian church after 25 years of preaching. So
okay. You were a preacher, really?
Yeah, I used to be a preacher 25 years.
I'm definitely gonna look at that. The path that people that turned away from theism in general, whatever the church is, it's always an interesting story, I feel. So if you are a preacher, that would be a first for me. So I'm very curious about that. Man, if your 50 episodes are of subjects like that, I'm gonna have a lot of stuff to watch.
You could legit just work your way back, and there's something for everybody.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. So yeah, man. That I can't wait to hear that wrestling one too, man. Because that was like MD said, man. That was a good year, man. That's when they had. You had the Road Warriors. You had Sting. You had. Damn.
Yeah, we're gonna record that Saturday. I don't know when I'm gonna release it, because he's gonna want to put video to it and everything. But
that's right.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be recorded Saturday.
Okay, man. All right, man. Oh shit. Did I drop my mic? Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. All right, man. So y'all remember we got Nature Mom on Saturday at 2, and we got Zanzi Sunday at 6. So don't forget that we got that lined up. I might do a pop. No, I'm not gonna do no more pop-ups. I did a pop-up in the truck. I gotta wait I got to get some new equipment, man, because that last pop up I did in the truck was horrible, man. That shit was, oh man, I was like, I was like, oh Lord, no, I don't want to do that to y'all. So, I gotta get some new equipment for the truck because the way I be driving, because they got me working some other areas in the reception, and unless I do my normal route, I can't.
Blackson's gonna be driving with a goddamn satellite dish antenna on top of his truck to be able to broadcast his show out on the road.
No, that's MD. That's MD doing that. That's MD. All right, y'all. So we gonna close it out, man. Man, thanks to you, Zanzi. Thanks to you, Trevor. Thanks to goddamn Yanga and Yame, Akasha, MD20, goddamn Deacon Twin. Who else we got in chat here? Machizo. And we got who else we got, man? Oh yeah, and that's it, man. So yeah, man, shout out to y'all, man. And we out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.